Hello. Welcome to Speedpaint Sunday. I'm Talion Trevere, and yeah, it's time for this week's Speed Paint. Whew, I am tired today, but hopefully a nice little speed paint will perk me up. So, let's just get right into it, I suppose. Let's see, what have we got today? Got nice summer beach vibes. This is from the summer event. Although this time it's actually like a permanent area. There is kind of a lot going on here, but take things one step at a time and we'll figure it out, I guess. Mm. Mm, oh God, there's a lot going on. Is this correct placement? I have no idea. Uh-oh, Twitch is saying it's unstable. That's not good. I don't know if I can really do anything about it, though. I think I have this too high. Probably needs to be kind of lower. Maybe. Mm. Oh God, there's too many of these goddamn planks. Whoa, what was that? That is not what I wanted to do. It's like the end of this whole thing. Is that about right? Maybe. Maybe close enough. I think I should leave that alone for now and try to put in some of the other landmarks, and then I can use those to kind of cross-reference the positioning of stuff. I think is that too high? I'm not sure. Oh, there's a lot going on. Let's try to get the cloud in too. Is this cloud at the right height? Because the relative heights of these two things are definitely way off. I think the cloud is more correct, so I need to lower this. To like here? Oof. Yeah, that I think so. Just like that, I think. It's a pretty big difference. But like I need more space above this to put in all of this crap. That looks about reasonable. Now let's make sure this side connects correctly. Yeah, I think it just kind of goes like that. There's just so much stuff. More or less. I think that looks relatively okay. Right? I think so. Okay. That makes sense to me, I think. Put in some of the trees. Hmm. Okay, that looks reasonable to me, I think. Maybe put this down lower even? No, because I want to preserve some space over here. Okay, I think that's probably good enough for the sketch. I don't have any of this stuff in, but I think I can leave that for later. Wow, it's only been 7 minutes. I feel like I've been working on this sketch forever. Okay, so there's definitely some contrast going on here between the blues and the brown orangey warm wood colors. So that's something to keep in mind. The first question, as usual, is how to split up the layers. There's a lot of depth going on here, so that's always really tricky. So I could actually probably have this part of the bridge like up to here and all of this be on a separate layer above the back stuff, plus these trees and maybe these rocks. So that could be its own layer, probably. Um, and then we could pretty much have all the like blue stuff more or less on its own. We could do a sky layer. There's some, yeah, I don't know. Let's just start with the sky and stuff as usual. Mm, okay, that's maybe too bright. I want to go a little bit darker. Just for that very top bit. It's not quite the right color, but it's close enough. It's maybe a little excessive. And blend those together with something kind of in between. I think we need to go darker on that in between layer. Maybe go more with this color and just kind of blend that through. I think that works. I probably should have done this with just a bigger blending brush. Okay, and then we can go even paler down at the bottom there. Do we want to go even greener? I think we want to go even greener. Maybe something like that. Like that, and then like, actually even like that. And then even whiter down at the horizon there. Something like that. Blend that through. This is a fun sky. It has a very big kind of gradient. Goes through so many colors. Sort of like that. I think this one is a little bit actually darker than mine, but whatever. It's fine. Close enough. Okay, then let's start putting in stuff. Or you know what? Do I want to put this stuff on? No, let's not for now. Let's actually start with the front layer. Go with, and actually I can have these two side rocks on one layer and then the other foreground stuff on another. Let's try that. We need to go really blue, I think. That's maybe too purple, to be honest. Too purple? Maybe too purple. Only slightly, though. To be honest, I think it's more that it's too gray. Okay, maybe slightly too purple. Good enough. Okay, that will do. Maybe get rid of that. And then on the other side, it is kind of like that in the shadows, but it also kind of blends out into the lighter colors down there. Hmm. Now these are tricky colors. It's mostly just kind of gray. It seems like sort of a warmish gray, to be honest. Maybe let's start by putting in the light color. What even is that? That's like very light. That is, I think, even still not light enough. Maybe like that? The yellower. Like that, and then where does that go? I think that that actually looks surprisingly okay. I think maybe I'm getting there. Dang, I think I actually did that one pretty good. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and put in the like light that's coming through the trees, which is maybe a little bit weird when we don't have the trees yet, but we have a good idea of where the trees are gonna be. Okay, yeah. I do think we're gonna need to go in with more darker shadows up at the top here, and even let's take a little bit of this and just mm, put a little bit in there for some depth to the color. Is this a decent color? Maybe. I think that's pretty good, to be honest. I think I would like to go in there if I have time with some warmer tones too. Okay, so let's get another layer and start to kind of put in the the walkway. That's kind of a very different color than everything else around. I think I want to start with this very warm, vibrant kind of brown. There's just so much variety here, so many colors to pick out. We get very bright up here and more shadowy over here. Oh gosh. What am I doing? Is this too much? I think it might be too much. Whoa. Mm, I think it might be an okay start. I do think it's too much. A little bit too light. I think that's a decent start. A pen. What are you doing? Let's just fill in with this for now. I'll if I have time, I'll really want to refine the edge of this to give it the actual look of separate planks. But for now, I just don't think I have time to do that. So it's just kind of gonna be like a mass, a shape that is sort of kind of there, vaguely bridge shaped. Okay. Let's. Or, no, I think that part is going to be so bright that we might as well just use a different color for it. So we need both shadows and highlights. Yeah, it's maybe excessive, but who cares? We can start with that. For this part, this is not excessive. It's not enough, actually, but this is always an iterative process. Just start with something and then keep on refining. So like up to here about is where you get the really bright areas. A little bit to fix the perspective a bit, I think. I think mine doesn't stick out far enough to go like farther out here. Um, Boy, do not move. I did not ask you to do that. Oh man, this like wood texture with all these shadows and highlights is really nice, and I really would love to spend time on it. Um, Unfortunately, as always, we have limited time, so I'll do as much as I can, and the rest is kind of, you know, it is what it is. Okay, something like that. And then let's start trying to put in the shadows. So here we definitely get cooler colors. I actually maybe kind of want to just bring in our blue and just kind of put it in a little bit. Is that too much? Maybe that's too much. Let's put in a little, just a tad bit. Um, do we want to do that for the shadows down here too? I feel like we're gonna need something darker than this, really. I feel like I should have put these planks and stuff as part of this layer too, maybe. Maybe it could be separate. I also have to put this stuff in at some point. Who knows when. Um, do I want to just put the rest of this bridge on this same layer too? I was going to put it on a back layer, but maybe I should. I don't even know. Colors. Mm, like brighter reds, really. Be nice and warm. I know I kind of forgot about the shadows, but I'll come back to them. I'll try. Really bright with the highlights too. Is that going to be too much? Maybe that'll be too much. Pen is starting to act up a little bit. Don't fail me, pen. We still have so much work to do. I think I'm going to need to go in with an even lighter color. I think this is still not enough. Something like that? Even that I feel like is maybe not enough. I feel like we're also doing very badly on time right now. I'm gonna have to hurry things up. Um, that's maybe okay for now. Let's do the shadows before I really forget. We can maybe start with the blue and then do you want to maybe do purple shadows? I don't even know. I don't know what I'm doing. No, I think we want to really stay more near the reds where we were before. Like that? Are these okay shadow colors? Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just making this up as I go along. I think that'll do. Maybe. I think we maybe need to go really dark for some of these cracks in between the planks. Oh, it's so satisfying to really like define an edge with a nice deep shadow. It's gonna need to be very dark too. Kind of like that. I'm not even necessarily, whoa, what did I do? I'm not even necessarily 100% following the reference image here, just kind of doing something that looks relatively similar. Okay, I think that's good. I think I might have to actually end it there because otherwise I'm just going to run out of time for everything else. Um, yeah, let's start putting in the stuff in the middle. Can't forget about all that. It's kind of important. We're halfway at time already. Um, okay, let's bring our sketch back. There's so many rocks. So many rocks. Oh my God. How are we even going to put that all in? Okay. The rocks are mostly pretty blue. I kind of feel like I should just do this on the sky layer so that it can blend in properly. Oh, well, I already started on this layer, so that's what we're doing. Good enough. Um, let's see. What else? What else? Let's get that previous blue color maybe for this bit. Is that good enough? That's maybe good enough. Ah, come on. Let's get, we have some like warmer sort of colors and just kind of blend that in a little bit. Wrong brush. Just mix these colors together. Does that work? I think that works decently well. And then let's actually not lose the blue because I probably want that for the other stuff. Is this an okay blue for this? It's close enough. And where was that? This was our super bright color. Go back to the thick paint. Close enough. Not 100% accurate, but close. And maybe have it pick up some of that blue. Hey! Pen is deciding to not cooperate again. Let that in for some of these places. Kind of like that. Is this going to be too bright for up here? Maybe a little bit, but whatever, it's fine. Here, we can blend the blues again. This bit is like weirdly greenish. I think this rock just has like some moss on it, but for now I'm just going to do it with the blue, and then I can maybe go in with green later if I have time. And that's going to be our light color. More blues in here. Sure, whatever. Blues, 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 blues. Close enough. Okay. Whew. Get this color back. Those are, I think, blending surprisingly successfully. They're more or less making the colors I want. Not perfect, but if I have time, I can fix them up. I don't know if I'll have time. Phew. There's so much going on there. I would really like to just get some more like bright colors in there. Kind of like that. Let's see if we can get some greener tones in some of these places. Yeah, that'll do. Maybe not with the thick brush though. Get some of the greens in here. Where else did we have kind of greens? I think this transition could use a little bit more green. Oh, geez. Let's get this nice warm color in here. Let's put some of it in these bits. And in the process get some like sort of rock texture in here. We want to get the grass on there at some point. Oops. Okay, it's going pretty well. That actually came together surprisingly quickly. This part is going to be a struggle because there's just so much going on here. It's hard to even tell what the heck is happening. But let's put this in while we're here. This, maybe even my, like, this warm sort of highlight color could be okay for the... No, that's too much. That's too much, too much. I'll just go back to this one, I guess. Okay, kind of like that. And then in here we have these nice, bright, like, blue waters. So, we need a color for that. Might even want to start with the tealy color we had before. I think for this sky, I'm actually going to put this gradient on the sky layer. Because we really want it to go behind this rock. Which is kind of a funny shaped rock. Also, my rock is too dark, I think. Ideally, if I have time, I would like to go back and fix that. So, this color. Let's go like that, perhaps? Good enough. I think. That's probably good enough. Oh, this is going to be really awkward to blend with the sky layer. Man, there's a lot going on here, but I think we're sort of kind of getting through it. Let's see if we can maybe get the basically like get the blank parts filled in the next 5 minutes or so and spend the last 15 on details like, the grass and trees and whatnot. And I would really like to put more texture, especially on this rock wall, because right now it's just, solid block. Let's see. I do want to do a bit of a gradient here. That's not the right color. Closest thing to the right color. I feel like I'm not using the correct brush from for this. I should be using more of like an airbrush sort of thing, but that's what I've got right now. So this is what I shall be using. Okay. Now let's maybe actually, you know what, even with like a little transparent brush, kind of blend this out a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. I think that's helping. I think I maybe blended it a little bit too much. You can't even really see the edge of it anymore. Oops. Honestly, not the worst thing in the world. I think we have bigger fish to fry right now. Um, Maybe good enough for that. Oh gosh, there's just so much extra stuff that I need to add and do not have time to. The main thing I want to do right now is, you know what, I'm just going to do it on this layer. Put in this stuff. First off down here. Make sure we have a base there. Then where's our browns? What browns do we want? Maybe just start with this one. Just do like a flat color to start with. Um, oh, whoa, what the heck? What am I doing? Maybe I shouldn't have put that all in one layer. Oh, well. It is what it is. I kind of messed up the layers, but... Oi, pen. Pen, please cooperate. Pen, please. Oh my God, I'm doing this in the transparent watercolor. What am I doing? Why am I using that brush? Hello? What the heck? Oh no. No wonder it wasn't working. That is very much not the brush I want to use for this. Okay, let's try that again. Um, okay, whatever. I think that might be as much as I can do with that. I would also really like to put in some of this the other like holes and stuff on these bridges. Oh my gosh, pen, please. Um, need what's a boy. Okay. Okay, what are we doing? Maybe just stick with this color. It's just a whole bunch of stuff happening down here. At some point we need a layer for the rest of the bridges. Oh goodness. Okay, yeah, we're very much running out of time and very much not finished. Um, that is not correct. Okay, it'll have to do. It's bad, but it'll have to do. Maybe get our purpley shadow color and get a little bit of that in there for funsies. Geez. Oh God. This is going badly. Although, you know what? It works. It more or less works. Um, let's just take this layer and just straight in there put in some of these other walkways, if we can even kind of get the correct spacing on things. Gosh. Close enough, I guess. This is probably as good as they're gonna get. Um, oh gosh, and there's even more over here. That's just kind of not happening, is it? Okay, I think that's as much as I can do for that. I have 10 minutes left and I really need to start putting in trees and stuff. I think especially these 3 bits are going to be important. Shoot. Oh boy. It's decent enough color. It'll do. Not Not great, but whatever, decent. Um, yeah, I'm gonna have to put that on a layer above. Here, I think we're gonna need to switch up the colors. Um, okay. Okay. And then let's go that. I think the sketch is only getting in the way now. Oops, wrong layer. Okay, we have that. Can we go on this layer and maybe put in some kind of greens of some sort, and even like yellows, like here, even oranges. That's even too yellow. I think it needs to be oranger. No! Pen, do not stop working on me right now. I swear to God. Get some greens in here and maybe in here if we can. It's a very bright green, but it's gonna blend into whatever I put it in, so whatever. There's like some trees and stuff up here. There's another one of these big guys out here. Whew. Last minute rush. It's time for panic, as always. Oh gosh, there's so much stuff out here that I'm not gonna really be able to put in. And I haven't gotten in any um of the graffiti and stuff, unfortunately. And I really want to fix this wall. But I think what I really need right now is the actual tree trunks. Let's not forget those. Boy. Just try to get a super teeny one of these and something like that. Whatever. These are funky looking trees. And then the ones in the front. Right, that's a decent color for that, I think. Kind of grab some colors off my existing palette to see what I can reuse. We definitely need something lighter. Let's just go with this. All right, whatever. Close enough. Close enough. Close enough. And let's take one of these and ah, maybe not with that. Okay, that's good enough for that. Let's see if we can maybe get some of this stuff, I think, just on this layer, whatever. Good enough. Okay. We have 4 minutes. What else can I rush in 4 minutes? Oh, right. The rock. I really want to do something with that rock because that just, I don't like how that looks right now. It needs texture. It needs something. Darker. That's something, I guess. Okay, that's good enough for that. What else? Wow, I literally did that in like 2 seconds. Um, I would like to get some more like shadows in there. I don't even know what to focus on right now. There's just too much stuff that needs work. Get some like shadows under there. It's very hard to like draw around all these other things that I put in there. Right, there's this whole big thing up there that I should probably put in. What color do I even do for that? Because that's so many colors all in one. I think the lavender is kind of the one that stands out the most. So maybe I should start with that. Oh gosh, pen is also acting up. Let's get some greens in there. What kind of greens do we have? These kinds of greens. Are these greens okay? Sure, you know what? That's good enough. Mm, try to put some blues in there. I feel like the more I spend time on this, the more it's just gonna muddy because I don't have time to like do it nicely. So I don't know. I might have to just forget about that. I do want to put some darker colors in there just for a bit of pop, a bit of oomph. Something like that even. Just to give it a little bit of definition of some kind. I think that's as much as I can do for that. Sadly. Um, you know what? I have like a minute left. I want to try to put in more of the greens. Is this going to be an okay green color? There's like trees in here. So many trees and stuff that I just don't have time to focus on. And up here. Ah, too much stuff. There's too much going on. Oh God. Oh God. Hey, Pen, I did not ask you to do that. Ugh. And this one is blending in too much, so oops. Let's try to get some darker greens in there, I guess. Oof. Well, I think that might be about as good as we can hope for this. Oh boy. All right. I think that's maybe done. Let's maybe try to get a little bit of this just to get some rock texture. I love me some rock texture, you know. Whew. All right, I think we're done. Oh, I just like need, oh my God, you know what ah, okay, let's take an extra second just to put in some of these clouds. Just I love drawing clouds. I can't just not draw the clouds. That would just be too sad. Okay, I need to actually have a thick paintbrush for that, I think. That's not the right color. I think what we really want is some actual white, or at least something close to it. Or even, come on, let me just get some clouds, please. I just want clouds. All right, I think that might be as much as we can do. All right. Ugh, no, just the tiny clouds too. The little ones. Let's hurry, hurry, hurry. Put in some little clouds. I love clouds. Okay. It's over me. Yep. All right. Well, that's it. Oh, there's still, look at all these other clouds I could have put in. Okay, whatever. Clouds. Okay. Whew. Well, I think that's it. Oh boy, that one was pretty rough. Let's take a step back and take a look at it. Um, not too terrible. It was definitely a struggle. I do really love these like warm uh wood colors. And I think they turned out decently well. Not 100% accurate for sure, but they still carry that kind of sense of the warmth, um, which I very much enjoy. Let's take a look at this. Eh, not too terrible. I think I did the values decently well in there. Yeah. All right. Well, gosh, this one just has so much stuff going on. It's hard to even focus on one part of it. I think there's definitely the main focuses, like the rocks that are kind of framing everything, and this wooden boardwalk, and this peak here and whatnot. And I think I got like the basic shapes in. It's just I think there's a lot of also details that kind of make it what it is. You know, I was definitely struggling with that. It definitely, you know, still conveys the the right sort of thing. If you look at it in the tiny preview, they look pretty similar. Hmm. Yeah, this one was so-so. I think I always kind of feel that way about these, that they kind of get the meaning across, but I wish I had time to like really get in the details. But I guess that's the whole point of the speed paint, is that you have to pick your battles. You have to figure out which details are actually going to be what makes this painting and which ones you actually can ignore. For instance, I don't think we lost too much with the graffiti. Like the graffiti is cool and all, um, but you don't immediately tell that you're missing it, you know? Whew. All right. That one was more of a struggle than I expected, to be honest. It was still fun though. So, thank you for joining me. Um, Next week we'll be playing Of the Devil on Tuesday and Thursday. I'm not 100% sure about weekend plans. For now, tentatively, I'm gonna say it's normal schedule, but you know, things might change. We'll see. Anyway, thank you so much for coming, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.